This month, the Nintendo Switch turns 4 years old. Can you believe it's already been that long? One of the coolest features about this handheld console hybrid is that you can play games on it from any region around the world. Why is this useful? For a variety of reasons. First of all, not every game comes to your region. Some games are Japanese exclusive and you might want to play those games. In the past, if you wanted to play a Japanese game on your GameCube per se, you would have to mod it to make it region free. But your Switch, on the other hand, is ready to play any cartridge that you throw at it. Having a region-free Switch also means that when a game comes out in North America and it gets scalped to death by resellers, you can just buy the European copy and play that version. Now that's all fine and dandy if you're just trying to play the game, but what if you're a collector? You probably want that ESRB logo on the front. Sorry, Peggy. Now, if I just described you, you're gonna love today's video, so sit back and get comfortable. I've come up with a list of 10 games that I think have the potential to become collectible in the coming years. As a matter of fact, I think a couple of them have already become collectible. Now, there are a lot of games that skyrocket in price for a little while, but end up going back down pretty quickly. This is true for any console. Cooking Mama Cookstar was a perfect example of this last year. The game had a humongous controversy around it. It got removed from the eShop and people started to scalp it like nobody's business. And now you can get it for less than $40 on eBay. So I'm going to try to avoid titles like that in this list. Also, I will just be covering North American titles in this list. I'll be covering what the current going rates are for these games. Now, a lot of them are still affordable, but that doesn't mean they're not going to be collectible down the road. I'm going off of what I've seen in the past as a video game collector that makes games skyrocket in price or become collectible down the road, so take my advice with a grain of salt. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's get into it. One more thing I forgot to mention, I will not be including any limited print games. Companies like Limited Run Games and all their clones are a whole nother can of worms that I don't want to go into right now. Or maybe not ever. First up on our list is a really cool bundle I've actually been meaning to get my hands on for a while. The Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled Nitrous Oxide and Pin Bundle. Woo! This bundle has a lot of things going for it. It's a Crash game, and people love Crash. It's evidently a very good game, though I haven't tried it myself yet. It's got pack-ins, it's got a cardboard big box, and it was exclusive to GameStop. If there's anything that has the chance to become collectible on the Switch, it's absolutely this game. Now, the same bundle was available on PS4 and Xbox One, but as we all know, everything always ends up being more collectible on a Nintendo platform. And in case you're just a Crash Team Racing super fan, the Xbox One and PS4 also got a sock bundle. Yeah, you heard me right. Currently, you can still find these pin bundles on GameStop's website for under $30. If you're lucky, you might even find one at your local store. But don't hold your breath. I think a lot of people forgot about this release, and I can absolutely see it being a highly sought after Switch title amongst collectors down the road. Isn't it nice having all of your Switch games look so clean on the shelf? Just a perfect sea of red. Well, so much for that. Next up is Darksiders War Mastered Edition. This is a remastered edition of the hack and slash that was initially released all the way back in 2010 for PC, 360, and PS3. What's so special about it? It's not just the fact that this game released with a non-red spine that makes it potentially collectible, no. It's the fact that it was technically a misprint. Want proof? On March 27th of 2019, Twitter user Chatty Bones posted a couple of pictures of what he described as a printing error and tagged the game's publisher THQ Nordic. The following day, they replied to him saying that the game actually did seem to be some sort of misprint. Now, I have to be honest, before THQ Nordic confirmed this, I thought the game was just supposed to have a black label, like they were really pushing the dark part of Darksiders. But unless this was some secret marketing tactic, it looks like this was actually a misprint, and misprints have a tendency to become more sought after, especially because they tend to be the first print. Final Fantasy VII and Pokemon Blue come to mind. I remember Final Fantasy having a weird typing error in the description on the back, and Pokemon Blue accidentally called the game Pokemon Red in a paragraph on the back of the box. So what's this Darksiders going to run you in 2021? Roughly $40 to $60 will get you a brand new copy of the first print, whereas a Red Spine second print will go for around $30 to $35. Is it worth spending a little more to have that black spine? I guess that's a question you'll just have to ask yourself. In the meantime, let's move on to the next one on the list. Now, I'm just so nice that I'm actually giving you 11 potentially collectible Switch games with this video. That's right, this next one is actually a 2-for-1, or maybe a 4-for-2. I'm talking about the 2 Sega double packs that launched in October of 2020. One of them is Sonic Mania with Team Sonic Racing on one cartridge, and the other combo pack is Sonic Forces with Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD. Why do I think these could be collectible? Well, have you seen my past videos? I've covered multiple combo packs on this channel, including an entire video on Sega double packs for the GameCube that sold for literally thousands of dollars. Now, I don't think these will earn you $6,000 in the year 2035, but I do believe that a lot of people that wanted to play the games on these double packs had already purchased them before October of 2020 and didn't need to pick up these budget releases. I also don't see these getting reprints, so once they're sold out at retailers, you won't be able to find them. But at the time of this recording, you can pick up each one for under $40 each, brand new on Amazon, so get them now if you're interested. If I had to choose one that would be more collectible than the other, I would definitely say the Sonic Forces and Super Monkey Ball one, because it's a combination of two games that not a whole lot of people were dying to play. I hardly saw anyone care about the release of Super Monkey Ball, and from what I've heard about Sonic Forces, that game was kind of a dud. I actually didn't want to buy these double packs myself, so I threw them on my Christmas wish list last year and ended up getting the Sonic Mania and Team Sonic Racing one. I already had Sonic Mania on Switch and Xbox, but I had always wanted to check out Team Sonic Racing, so I didn't keep mine sealed. Let's see if I end up regretting that for a few measly hours of fun. Seriously, what was I thinking playing my games? Next up is the Super Mario Party Joy-Con bundle. I think this one is super cool and I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt for not getting it. This is nothing more than a big box bundle of Super Mario Party with the neon yellow and neon green Joy-Cons included. So it's already got the potential to be collectible since it's a big box variant. But when you throw the fact that it's got Mario in the title into the mix, that's a surefire way to tell when a game is going to be collectible. Now I doubt this one will be getting a reprint. It's been out for over 2 years and the game wasn't a crazy big hit or anything, but if this big box did suddenly go back in stock one day, I do think that it would have a major impact on the collectability, so who knows. We'll just have to wait and see. If you're not willing to wait, this game sells for crazy prices, and I honestly would go as far as to say that this bundle is rare. There are literally 2 copies on eBay right now, and your options are a sealed copy for $2,800 or a box with a pair of Joy-Cons for $150. That one doesn't even have the game. Now, I don't suggest anyone watching this video spends $3,000 on a Nintendo Switch game. No, that kind of money would be better put towards a complete copy of Hagane or Pocky and Rocky 2 or something. Instead, I would say check your local game stores and create a save search. Or hey, if you just happen to be the first one listening to this video, it looks like there's one on Amazon complete in box for $250. Snag it while you can. It's hard to believe a game like this would really be so difficult to find, but it's true. None have sold on eBay in the last 3 months. Also, a fun little fact here, the same bundle released in other regions but with different colored Joy-Cons, which I think is pretty neat. Japan got pink and yellow, and Europe seems to have gotten Splatoon colors for some reason. If you're into collecting Switch games, then you probably already know about Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. For a game that released back in 2018, it's selling like hotcakes. There's actually 2 print runs of this one, at least. The first print seems to have come with stickers, and a new copy of this print is marked with a big sticker on the seal. The later printing didn't come with any stickers. Obviously the one with the stickers is the one to have, and if you do manage to get a sealed copy and you want to open it, I'd say find a way to hold on to that outer box sticker. I've heard of people cutting out that part of the seal and tucking it away inside the case, which I think is a solid option. Now speaking of things tucked inside the case, hold on to your socks because this game came with a manual. Yes, a freaking manual. Now, I know a lot of you don't know what I'm even talking about, but manuals, also known as instruction booklets, used to be included with every game you purchased. It's like the paper pamphlet that tells you about the story and it even shows you how to play the game. Wild, right? The first print sells for like $90 used and even more new. Overall, despite having multiple print runs, this one seems to have had multiple low print runs and might be sought after in the future, so consider picking this one up if you can find it at a decent price. Any video game collector knows that the Ys games almost always end up retaining their value, or doubling, or tripling. Developed by Falcom and published by NIS America, Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana originally released on Vita and PS4 back in 2016. Then in 2018 it dropped on the Switch and has only risen in price since. This game consistently sells for over $100 used on Switch and I don't think it'll be dropping anytime soon. If you've got this one, hang on to it. If you're an Ys fan who hasn't picked this one up, you probably want to keep an eye out for it before it costs you an arm and a leg. The Vita and PS4 versions are just as expensive, so don't even bother. I don't know why Falcom isn't printing more of these. It's clear that people are loving the Ys series. I guess they're really pushing those digital sales. Oh, and there's a limited edition, but unless you're willing to drop $400 or more, just forget I said anything. Want to talk about rare? Ys 8 has nothing on Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle. I'm used to looking up Game Boy Advance games and finding out there's only 3 or 4 copies on eBay, but a game that released less than 2 years ago? Yeah, that kinda shocked me. For fans of the series, and there are a lot right now with the final season in full effect, I'd imagine this is one you'd really love to own and maybe even play. Attack on Titan is one of the few animes I've watched and I would absolutely recommend it. Awesome, original story with lots of depth and amazing characters. Not you, Armin. If this game is half as good as the show, you're in for a heck of a ride. But I believe this anime will go down as one of the most beloved, and the game will thus remain sought after for the foreseeable future. What's it selling for, you ask? The cheapest I've seen it go for in the last few months is $150, but just this past week a loose cart sold for $200. Absolutely absurd. At least get a complete copy if you're going to shill out all that money. The cheapest on eBay right now is $250. Even the Japanese version sells for over $100. I don't have any advice for you on this one. Good luck. I bet if you did research on what genres of video games tend to hold a higher value as time goes on, you would find JRPGs in the #1 spot and shoot 'em ups just behind them. And we haven't talked about any shmups yet, so let's talk about Raiden 5 Director's Cut Limited Edition. Man, that's a terrible name. Raiden is a pretty beloved series that dates back all the way to 1990, and yes, they're only on 5 after 30 plus years. Almost as bad as F-Zero. Oof, too soon? I know, they've got spin-off titles and compilations, just let me make my joke. Like with many other games on the Switch, this title was first released on PS4 and Xbox way back in 2016 and 2017, and finally got ported over to the Switch in 2019. Because the series is so beloved, and because it happens to be a really solid shmup, there's no doubt it'll be sought after for years to come. Shmups tend to hold up well over time. Now, if you want to be technical, the real first print of this game is on Xbox One, back before there was a director's cut or a limited edition added to the end of the name. But since this is a Switch video, and since next to no one cares about Xbox collecting, you'll want to scoop this one up while it's still in the $60 to $70 range. If you get this one used, I think it came with a soundtrack and an art book, so don't spend all that money unless it's complete. Now this one might be the most obtainable game on the list, Reel Fishing Road Trip Adventure. What company seems to love fishing games more than any other company? It's gotta be Natsume. From what I understand, fishing games are way more popular in Japan than they are here. That doesn't seem to stop Natsume from releasing a fishing title in North America on every platform though. That being said, this game can be purchased for under $25 brand new at the moment, but I do see this one rising in value someday. Aside from the fact that most Natsume titles just end up being expensive, this one just already seems uncommon and it's been out for under 2 years. If you find $25 on the ground and you just don't know what to spend it on, Reel Fishing for Switch probably wouldn't be a bad purchase. But you know what's better than having one fishing game on this list? Having 2 fishing games on this list. That's right, the Yule brand fishing rod with free game bundle totally has a chance to be collectible down the road. This thing looks freaking awesome. I mean, I don't even like fishing and I'm tempted to pick this up. The last fishing game I played was Sonic Adventure DX and that was an experience. The game included is Fishing Star World Tour, a game that released in 2019 and seems to have had a pretty low print run. I mean, no one asked for fishing on the Switch, so why would there be more than 11 results when I search for this on eBay? The game looks pretty freaking fun. Look how excited this family is when their kid catches a fish. This Yule bundle actually doesn't seem to be associated with the publisher of Fishing Star World Tour, which makes me wonder if the company Yule just went and bought a bunch of copies of the game to sell with their fishing rod accessory. But hey, not to make Yule go out of business or anything, but this game actually works with the Nintendo Labo fishing rod, so if you own a Nintendo Labo for some reason, then who needs the Yule bundle? So that's 10 games that you might see selling for hundreds of dollars in 2030. Do you have any of these in your collection? What games did I miss that you think might be collectible down the road? Drop a comment and let's discuss. And while you're there, let me know if you want to see more content like this. Make sure you guys subscribe, drop a like, leave a comment, all that great stuff, and come follow me on social media at Bird Dog Gaming, and I'll see you next time on Bird Dog Gaming.